So I have taken part of a program that for about 4 to 5 years now. It's very underestimated and underappreciated, and this program I'm talking about is marching band and drum corps. Now, for those of you who don't know what drum corps is, according to the Urban Dictionary, drum corps is many of the top marching musicians of a region participating in events similar to marching band, but different in the fact that it uses only brass and percussion. So there's no woodwinds like alto saxes or clarinets or anything like that. So now I'm sure you all went to a high school where there was some kind of marching band, like either small or large. And even if not, I know what you probably know what they are, like you've seen them in parades or on TV during the Rose Parade or something. So from this, I'm gonna go over the perks and skills gained from being in such a program. And after my speech, you'll understand that drum corps can be a great learning and developing activity. So first off, people fail to realize how physically demanding this program may be. So first I'm going to talk about instrument and posture. So instrument posture, what you don't realize when you're watching a band on the field or when you're watching a band going down the street or during a parade, is how demanding holding your horn up can be. Now I know for me, I play the euphonium, which is this instrument right here. These instruments are known to be the hardest instrument to march due to its weight. These instruments weigh about 10 to 15 pounds and they're strictly only held up by your arms. And your back needs to be relatively straight with a 10-degree angle on the horn. Oh my god. So that's known to be the hardest instrument to march. Now close second would be this tenor drum over here, which you see off to the right. These drums weigh about 60 pounds, but their leverage is all in their shoulders because they have a strap that hangs on their back. So they have a little leeway with that. So when you're looking at a band, you're not really thinking about how hard it is for them. You're just thinking about what's coming out of their horns and it sounds good, right? But no, it's actually really physically demanding. So next I'm going to talk about the marching and dance. Marching band and drum corps incorporates a lot of dance techniques such as releves, pliés, tendus, and jazz runs and jazz walks. A lot of the times when they're holding their horn up, you'll see them marching or running down the field while playing, which can be very demanding because when you're running and playing, you have to make sure that your sound is consistent to the audience so it doesn't, you don't hear any bounce in the sound. So I'm going to show you a quick video of this demonstration of them running and playing with the same physicality of them standing still. So you see here that they're already performing some dance moves and improvisations. So, according to an article entitled Musicians as Athletes, written in Halftime magazine on October 2nd, 2010, marching musicians face many of the same physical demands as the top-notch athletes, often with the same potential for injury, but without medical oversight. So what that means is, they face the same physical strains as athletes do, but they don't have sports med people who take care of them. So now I'm going to talk about the mentality of the performer. So first they have to think about their music. And when you're watching a band or watching them down the parade, you don't see them reading off any music. Everything is memorized. Everything they memorize, from the notes, the rhythms, articulation, the style, and the balance, is all in their heads, and that's what they're thinking about when they're playing. So right now I'm going to show you a quick clip of some music that a corps has performed, and they have to memorize every single aspect of it. So this is obviously computerized, but this is essentially what they have to play on the field. So while having that, they also have to memorize their drill, which is what they put on the field. So right here is an overview viewing of the field, and each single one of these dots is a person. and this is the shape that they have to make in each set. So this is the view from above, and then this is the coordinate sheet that every single player must memorize. The coordinate sheet tells you where to be and in how many counts you need to be there. And then also the numbers and sets. Each show has about at least 100 sets, and every member must memorize every set and where they need to be at what time. So interviews from the Imagista.com interview a couple of drum corps members about the mentality they have when they're performing, and this is what he had to say. My first year, I had more of a survivalist mentality, trying to make sure I had all of the technicalities right. But eventually, as I matured, as a performer, it was easier to have the technique part down so I could focus more on embracing each moment and embodying the different characters that the music requires me to take on. So what that means is, after you get past the technicalities of the show and the music and the drill, you start to perform. You start to be the character that the show wants you to be. You start to tell the story of each of the show, and it becomes more of a performance rather than I need to be here, I need to play this, and all that. So now, the clip I just showed you with the music, this is going to be it, but on the field. So they have to do choreography, movements, and music. Anyone notice where they're playing? They're playing at the Colts Stadium in Indianapolis for championships, finals. Just a side note. So now we're going to talk about the culture and music and show design. So these are different shows. This is Blue Devils 2015 Inc. This is the show about how it teaches, it provides the point of view of a little girl reading a storybook and how the storybook comes to life. So they pull music from Into the Woods, a musical known as Sweeney Todd, and they also include a K-pop song known as I Like You by GOT7. This is another show that's this is another show by the Bluecoats named Tilt, which is based off an idea of the unconscious mind viewing the world, and a lot of creativity can go into these shows because of the different aspects. So like for this one, this show is called The Power of 10. And notice every number on the field, they change to 10. All the boxes they have on the field are 10, and they're even spelling 10 with their shapes. And another note, the color of our uniforms, you can't really tell, are neon colored, which is the 10th element on the periodic table. So that's how creative they can get. And then, most of all, family. So behind the scenes, they practice all summer from January to August, practicing day and night. They practice from 9 in the morning to like 10 at night. It's an over summer program, so they're traveling the nation, and they get to know each other. They learn each other's stories from where they came from. People from all over the world and all over the nation come to audition for these corps, and only a limited amount of spots are offered. An article entitled "The Culture of Drum Corps is Serious Stuff," written by Patrick Crampert, writes, "It's more than the grueling physical labor that changes corps participants, but being cooped up with the same 200 people every day for 3 months matures the young performers and teaches them how to get along." So not only do you learn the skills that drum corps has to offer, you learn how you mature over the time that you're with these people. And not only does it change the members, but it changes the fans. According to Drum Corps International official website, there are over 14 million parents that volunteer to help these organizations, and even more fans that are touched by the arts. It is truly a work of art. Notice that the stadium it's filled. There's no empty seats. And they're at a University of Tennessee. All those fans are there to support these members. So let's wrap this up. Drum Corps is a very learning and very physical demanding program, but I feel as though that it's a very beneficial program because you learn skills and you get friends and family. So first I went over the physical aspects, and then I went over the mentality of the performer, and then I showed you some cultural ideas about the program. Drum Corps has been around for a long time, longer than the NFL, and to this day it is still underappreciated and not many know about it. But I continue to demonstrate and perform with these corps, and I continue to tell people about how beneficial it can be. Thank you.